Today's video is going to be an art college vlog where basically I do my assignments and I put a camera. The videos are going to be a very vlog style, very casually placed and put together. I hope you like the videos. I'll be uploading these up until my art college is up and running, and yeah, I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, so I'm currently working on my drawing assignment from second semester of my second year in art college. So I thought I will document how I do my art assignments for future reference, etc., etc. So right now I went for basically an A3 size watercolor sheet on which I decided to first rip some pieces of newspaper and stick it with glue. And then I went for a coffee wash. This is my coffee wash. And then I just went with splashes and drips, and now I'm just waiting for it to dry. So the main assignment was to make botanical studies and compose them in a different way, or in whatever way you want on this page. So I'm currently waiting for my coffee wash to dry. In the meantime, I thought I'd show you this. This is how I plan my compositions. I first jot down whatever I can do with my surface, and then I went in and jotted down the materials that I was supposed to be using. So we're actually allowed to use point mediums such as pens and color pencils and ink and charcoal. And this is the composition ideas I went with. This is basically my sketchbook where I just go and rough work all of my paintings out. After doing my sketch with a basic lead pencil, I went ahead with a black marker, a black pointer, and some color pencils to do my work. So today is Tuesday, the second day of the week. This was how my drawing assignment turned out. And today was my first painting class, and we basically have an assignment of picking up different objects and making a still life out of it. So I still have to figure out my objects, and well, I just have to place my objects together for the still life and hopefully get done with the basic sketch. This was my setup for the still life. The objects were a ceramic mug, a fabric, some fake sunflowers, and I added a green glass bottle later on because I thought it was very blank from the middle of the page. And I then went ahead and applied gesso on a regular drawing board that you get for doing your artwork on, and I went ahead and started drawing. After I cleaned my glass palette that I use for oil painting, I diluted some burnt sienna with some turpentine oil and really just marked the areas that were dark with that diluted burnt sienna solution as like a sort of underpainting, because some people really go ahead and do detailed underpaintings. I'm not that kind of a person. I don't do that. I just mark out the really dark parts and the really light parts with burnt sienna. Obviously the lighter parts are more diluted than the darker parts. After that, I went ahead with the fabric first. This was my first time painting on a material like this or a surface like this before. I have used oil paints before, but only on surfaces like pastel sheets, boxboard sheets, and watercolor sheets and canvases, but never on a drawing board wood kind of material, which was interesting to see because the wood did change some of its texture after I painted on it. Like after 6 or 7 hours of drying, it did change some texture. Like you could see some cracks coming up, and overall it added to the painting, but it was interesting to see how it reacted to the paint. As you might have guessed by now, that my concept of going about this painting was to deal one object at a time, which at the time did feel okay and things were coming out perfectly fine. But later on, when I looked at my painting and we discussed it with our teachers and class fellows, I realized that it's a better idea to work on a painting as a whole, because that is the only way your work is going to come out as a better picture than doing things like one at a time. Because when you're painting a whole piece together, you're going to use a mixture of colors all together, and that is going to sort of erase out the flatness of your work.
Things when I start following a bit more. But yeah, I am actually noticing though, like, I just don't know if I can make peace in my mind because I'm not like, because
Saturday was the day where I kept all the little details to be placed, and I also kept the background for the very last day because I'm not a very keen background person. I would rather like an abstract stylized background and a detailed piece in the front. And so I picked up my brush and did a very like blurry background because the initial background was this little tile brick kind of work wallpaper, and I wanted to do the same but in a very blurred out style because that is just how I wanted it to be. I hope that you enjoyed and liked the process of my work and this video in general. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Until then, take care.